Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Nick Can't Mine here, back with another episode of Meet the Taco Plebs. And today, our guest is Yung Lerk, another Bitcoin pleb who this is his very first podcast. So I'm really excited to have him on. I actually met Yung Lerk in person last year at BitBlock Boom. And it was because Bitcoin Magazine did a giveaway where we give away a couple of tickets. And he was one of the winners that won the tickets. So when we got there, we were in the hotel lobby just chilling. And he came up to me and started talking to me. And we spent the whole night just at the bar drinking and talking and bullshitting. And it was really good and really fun. Yeah, dude, thank you for coming on, man. How's it going?
What's up, man? How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Dude, this is like ever since we met, dude, we've been talking this whole time since the summer, just bullshitting, talking about Bitcoin, and it's been awesome, dude. Like, I consider you a friend now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that it's been like 6 months since we met and stuff, since BitBlock Boom and all that. It's crazy how much time goes by.
Oh, I know. And then I know you're going to Bitcoin 2021 in Miami, so
Yeah,
we'll see each
definitely.
other then. And then,
Yeah.
do you plan on going to BitBlock Boom again?
Yeah, I already have bought my ticket and everything.
Dude, I'll see you there as well then.
For sure, for sure. It's about to be sweet. I'm hyped.
Dude, I'm so freaking hyped. But moving on, just I want to know what's your Bitcoin rabbit hole story and how did you find Bitcoin?
I mean, let's see. I mean, back in high school, I heard about it from one of my buddies who he was just he went to a camp, and then some kids there said that he heard about Bitcoin, and I think it was late high school, so I think it was probably 2012, and then didn't think anything of it. Didn't really try to think of anything of it. It was just kind of there. And then 3 years rolled by, probably, I'd say. And then I went to college and all that, and it popped back up again. My buddies were buying drugs with it or trying to gamble online, obviously, because that's what they're always trying to do. And then, yeah, and I didn't really think much of it because I didn't really care for it. But I don't know. I really didn't. I was not really thinking about my money too much back in college. I'd always try to spend it, honestly. I wasn't the best at saving it, so I'd spend it on anything stupid, honestly. And then really when I heard about it again was like 2019, like probably towards the fall, because I got a real world job, started working and just saving up money, living at my parents' house. And honestly, I just had a lot of money and I didn't really know what to do with. And I never did anything stonks related or anything like that. I kind of just thought it was stupid and didn't really want to waste my time with it. But then I think I was looking on Twitter and I found a thread about Bitcoin again. And I was like, all right, this is like the fourth time I've come across this thing, like actually reading about it or hearing about it from either my buddies or online. And the thread was a pretty long thread, and it was going on and on about how this finite supply was important and how the finite supply was just a big factor, I thought. And I think that's really what regurgitated to me, or what kind of gravitated me into thinking this thing could be something, was because I knew that they could keep printing money out of thin air like it was nothing. So, I mean, this thing had a finite supply, so why not just go with that? And ever since then, I found Bitcoin Twitter, probably like towards the fall of 2019. And I mean, ever since then, man, it's been a ride. It's been one hell of a ride for sure, because I've just kind of engulfed myself in the whole entire, I guess, community. I've been trying to just do any sort of involvement or any moment of free time I get. I'm looking on Twitter or joining Clubhouse or doing anything like that for sure. I'm just trying to learn about it or hear about it, I guess, because it's super interesting to me. And I mean, at this point, I'm like all in, so why not?
That's awesome, dude. When you said your friends are buying drugs and stuff with it, was that on Silk Road, or what time period was that around, if I may ask?
Yeah, that was around the Silk Road time. It was a little bit earlier. I think it was before like the Bovada times, when people would gamble Bitcoin with on Bovada and stuff. They would put in money and they could take it out in Bitcoin.
On
So it was a little
Bovada?
before. Yeah, Bovada, I believe, used to do it, and you could take out Bitcoin with it. But I'd say it was a little bit before that, the Silk Road, and they would just be buying like weed and stuff like that. But it's funny to look back on that now, man.
Yeah. You said you were spending a lot of money and that at one point after you got a job and you were living in your parents' house just saving up and working, you said you had a lot of money, but you didn't really know what to do with it. I've I've seen like I've been watching these Dave Ramsey YouTube videos just like while I eat breakfast, and it's like he gets in these calls from a bunch of people who are young, like our age, and they have a bunch of money, and he says, "Oh, well, what do I do with it?" And then Dave Ramsey tells him to invest in like all these, stuff that I would not be investing in. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not the best. And I just want to say, like, to those kids and a bunch of other kids who do talk about investing who maybe don't have that much money and they're like, oh, well, what do I do? And I just want to tell them, like, just go all in on Bitcoin, like full degen. Don't trade, just buy and hold. But
YOLO it all.
yeah, like what do you think people are thinking nowadays? Like, because you're pretty young, you're around my age, so it's like, what do you think kids are thinking, like when it comes to investing money?
Some of these kids getting these stimulus checks and stuff, they don't really even know what to do with it, so they just throw it in all these stonks or anything like that. I mean, some of them do the shit coins, which is just that's stupid, but we don't have to get there. But yeah, I don't. I mean, like, I just think that they honestly don't know what to do with it, so they'll either just spend it on like a new computer or a new gaming system, or they. I mean, I don't think the kids want to take the time to like learn about Bitcoin, but like they should. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't.
It's like they've been dealt like Zoomers and the millennials have been dealt like a decently bad hand when it comes to their finances. Well, I wouldn't say decently bad. I'd say a pretty bad hand when it comes to their finances. And it's like Bitcoin is just the perfect solution to it. And I feel like at times it's when I try to pitch Bitcoin, I have trouble explaining it to people our age without it sounding too good to be true, you know?
Oh, literally. I mean, I pitch it all the time. Like, it's the safest thing out there. Like, you don't have to worry about it because it's just going to grow in value over time. You just got to be patient and wait and have a long time preference. But I think that's a big issue with some of these younger kids is their time preference is just immediate. They just want to see a quick return by tomorrow, and it's like that's just not likely in this day and age.
I feel like it's either buy into a get rich quick scheme or go spend all your money like as soon as you get it. I feel like there's no in between for most people.
I know, literally, and I just spend all my money on sats every time I get paid.
Another thing I wanted to touch on is you said I forgot what it's called. I think someone coined a term to it, but you were explaining it and you explained that you had the four touches when it comes to Bitcoin. Some people have more, some people have less, but it's like you keep touching Bitcoin, and as time goes on, you become more like open to it, and then eventually, like, okay, I just got to go all in on this.
Exactly.
Have you noticed that in like other people, or do you have any friends
I mean, definitely
family?
my best friend probably. He went through a very similar kind of road probably because he had that same touch with the kid at the camp and then probably in college as well. And then yeah, like 2019. So like I've been through it with one kid, and then I think yeah, over time it's a matter of how comfortable you are, how much you're hearing it, and I think that four touches is actually a really big thing because like I literally witnessed it happen in my life. So like I can say, for example, I'm an example of it. So
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on for that question was the finite supply. And that kind of ties into what we're talking about with like having a lot of money and not choosing, and choosing what you want to invest in. It's like when you buy Bitcoin, you have that share of 21 million coins that no one else on earth can have. And no one else on earth can devalue it no matter what. And I think that's so crucial and so critical about Bitcoin that it completely sets it apart from any other asset.
exactly, man. I feel the exact same way. I mean, one Bitcoin is going to equal one Bitcoin, no matter what that fiat price is.
It's fucking awesome, dude. And moving on to my next question is I want to know, has Bitcoin changed your life in any way? And if so, how?
Yeah. I mean, definitely Bitcoin's changed my life. I feel like if Bitcoin doesn't change your life, you're not doing it right. You're not a Bitcoiner. Um, but I mean, me personally, like I said, I was never really the best at saving. I didn't know what to do with my money, like growing for the future. I was just kind of like living in the moment in college and not really having a long time preference. And I think that's something that Bitcoin kind of changed was my time preference along with how I spent my money or how I saved my money really. Um, because I mean, Bitcoin just really grows on you. And once you fully engulf yourself in the whole entire thing, it makes you want to learn about what is money and how has it worked throughout history and how is it used throughout history. I mean, next thing you know, you're studying all the economics about in our past time preference and all of that. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's truly engulfed into my entire life, I feel like. And so I've been addicted ever since when I started stacking. And I mean, ever since then, it's really kind of opened up my mind too to thinking about a lot of other stuff.
Hmm. So, I like what you said at the very beginning. Like, if Bitcoin doesn't change your life, you're doing it wrong. I I've heard so many people say I got into Bitcoin, but I just didn't like it, aka the price went down. Like people who buy low, I mean buy high and sell low, people who get in for the wrong reasons. They're like, "Yeah, I got into Bitcoin, but it's just not for me."
Mm.
No, you didn't get into Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin does not mean you're into it. I mean, like, you got to get into it. You got to like understand why you hold Bitcoin. And that's when
Mm.
I'll actually say, okay, you're doing Bitcoin correctly and you actually got into it.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're not engulfing yourself in it and trying to learn everything about it, like I feel like you're not really wanting to be a Bitcoiner then. I mean, that's just me. But right as I started buying, I just feel like I was immediately trying to learn about it, listen to a podcast about it, read about it. I mean, I was trying to do anything I could because I thought it was just this unique asset that's never been like anything like it.
And it's like we've seen, on Bitcoin Twitter and just Bitcoin in general, people from all around the world who come from different backgrounds, different countries, different, life, just environments in general. When they go down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, they don't come out. They're down there forever and they want to keep going further and further. So it's like, I don't even think once you start doing Bitcoin right, you can do it wrong unless you turn to the dark side and do shit coins and stuff. That's the only way I would consider you're still in the rabbit hole, but you've taken a wrong turn.
Yeah, I completely agree. Um, Once you're down that rabbit hole, man, it's hard to get yourself out of for sure. And I don't plan on doing that anytime soon.
So another thing I wanted to touch on is you were talking about how your time preference has changed and your savings habits have changed. And this made me think of a couple weeks ago, I was talking with a friend I went to high school with, and he's a big spender, does not save for anything. Like one of the most high time preference kids I know. I love him, but he's got to work on that. And I
Hmm.
just think like if I could get this kid on a Bitcoin standard, his life would drastically improve because when you're on a Bitcoin standard, your incentives just drastically change. All of a sudden, you don't want to eat out 5 days a week. You want to eat in, and so you can save money. You don't want to buy that 20th hoodie. You want to save your money. Like your incentives change just 100%, and I'm sure you've noticed that in yourself as well.
100%, 100%. I mean, it's crazy to think like I don't like going out and I don't like getting food because yeah, I just want to save that money. I mean, I could spend that on making my own food or I could just stack sats. Like I'm going to choose stacking sats 9 times out of 10. So
And making sats the standard. So like you're not buying, 0.0001, whatever Bitcoin, but you're buying like 10,000, 100,000, a million sats. Like that just feels better. It feels
oh,
like,
no doubt.
and it adds up so quickly after you just buy every single day or week or month or whatever your plan is.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I have a couple buddies that have recently gotten in, and it's funny. They'll send me like their gains that they've made recently over the past like couple weeks, and I'm just like, you guys are in for a whirl, man. Like this thing's about to heat up, and we're about to get going because this is taking off.
That's one thing I envy about some people. Not envy, but like when I got into Bitcoin, I got in at the top of a bear market or like pretty close. I got in at 6K on the run up to 20K in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But these people getting in now, they're getting in at the start of like a fucking super cycle, you know?
Well, yeah, literally a tsunami of big money coming in, ready to just take over.
They're
It's
not
scary.
like, and I just think, man, if this is like the real super cycle, and like I know Pierre Richard, I love Pierre, and he's always talking about like, oh, we may never come down. Like
Yeah.
we might have a retrace, but we also may not. It's definitely possible. And I just think if we do not have a retrace, these people will never experience like a proper 80% retrace bear market.
I know, I know. I feel you on that. I personally, I don't think it's going to be the super cycle, but like, I don't know. Obviously, you never know because honey badgers don't care. But just imagine if we get up to like 400,000 and you go on CNBC and they're just like all of a sudden it's tanking down and then we hit like 75K and they're all panicking, freaking out. No one knows what to do. That would be so funny in my opinion. I would be dying laughing.
It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be peak entertainment, dude. We're not even gonna want to work. We're just gonna want to sit around on Twitter all day and just look at the memes and other shit going on. It's gonna
I
be
know.
so good.
I feel like half the times when we get like a big jump on one of the days or something, usually I just sit on my phone. I'm not doing anything but shit posting or sitting on Twitter and looking at people. It's so funny.
Every single time we go up like 5K in a day, 3K in a day. Now we're heading towards like 10K in a day. Every single day I wake up and I turn on my phone and there's always a tweet out from Psychedelico Bardo and he's like, well, no one's getting work done today.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Every time I see that, I know I'm not doing anything for work. I'm like, well, this is going on.
So one thing I also wanted to touch on with that question was you said studying like other aspects of Bitcoin, and I feel like that's so true, and you really need to do that to fully understand it. And I mean, like, I'm not saying that as I fully understand it because I don't, but it really does help to study, philosophy, anthropology, Austrian economics, and like people coming into the space. And I've heard this from my friends, my family, new coiners on Clubhouse. They act like money is just only a means of exchange and nothing more. And like money, they act like money doesn't have a big impact on our society or them or anything. But I truly believe the opposite. Like, I mean, just by economic law, like money is obviously more than a means of exchange. Like that's easy. But like I think like money affects how people act, and it switches their incentives, like we were talking about earlier. And it is, I think sound money is like a absolute must have for a society to prosper and stuff. But have you noticed like, or have you been studying anything specific when it comes to Bitcoin, like outside of like money?
Um, I mean, like I've always been kind of a technical guy, so like I like looking at the other technical aspects of it instead of like the economic side. But I mean, with the money to it, though, I completely agree with you on the sound money being a part of like a system that is going to fulfill or like fulfill in life. Um, but I guess because like you notice all these kids and they have this fiat money and this cash, and like I know kids that don't even hold $1 bills because they just don't. They think it's pointless. And I'm just like, if we're thinking that already, like the dollar is just going to go to absolute shit eventually because we got kids nowadays that are already just throwing out these $1 bills. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen in 10 years? So,
Mm-hmm. So moving on to my next question is, what is like the dopest thing about Bitcoin to you? It could literally be anything. Like,
that's a tough question because I mean, obviously, Bitcoin has so many great attributes. Like the people definitely, they're always going to be probably close to my number one or my number one. But I think just the different variables or like the different variants that Bitcoin has, like, I mean, you got the money aspect, the technology coding aspect, you got the economic side, the financial side, you have the mining energy part. I mean, you got the art, you have the game theory, you have the freedom from the state, the freedom of money. Like it's crazy how many different types of, I mean, aspects you can look at this thing and be a part of it. I mean, that's why I think it's so open to everybody and so open to people to, because like it is so wide variety for anybody to come into the space. I mean, you've seen it, and like recently with a lot of the people that have come into the space, and it's just like, wow, like you can't, like, this is your home if you want it to be your home.
There's a meme I'm thinking of. I have to send it to you because I can't explain it that well, but it's literally exactly what you just said. It's like a picture of 5 people with a ring, and they're like punching the middle all together, and it's like one ring has like mathematics, the other one has economics, the other one has philosophy, the other one has game theory, and it's literally the exact meme you just described it.
That's funny. Yeah, you gotta send me that. But it's crazy, man. I mean, like it is really crazy to see all these different types of things that go into this singular, I guess, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. I mean, it's awesome. I love it.
And one of the things I want to touch on is you were talking about the people and how dope the people are. And one of the things that has amazed me coming into the space and still amazes me now is like, the plebs, people like you and me, the average everyday Joes, are so damn passionate about it and like will go to war over anything Bitcoin related. And I love seeing that. Like, I don't know how to like verbally explain it, but like it's just awesome to see. Like that's the type of energy I want to see in the community I'm in. Other people who are like-minded and want better for the world and better for themselves. Like that's the type of people I want to be around.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think that really kind of like resonated with me when I went to BitBlock Boom, and I actually like got to hang out with all the Bitcoiners and everything like that, and we were drinking and stuff and having a wild time at the hotel. But I mean, like that's when it really resonated. Like, wow, these people are actually think like me. We're all like-minded, and like we can just shoot the shit and drink and have a great time. And I mean, that's what was awesome. And I mean, yeah, and just the future plebs out there too to meet. I think that's gonna be something that I look forward to.
What really resonated with me is like I love seeing when people like shout out IUD or Bob. I love when people like him like call out other people and like even other plebs just like they call out scams and they like coming into the space. I was following a bunch of scammers and a bunch of like closet shitcoiners I didn't even know about, and they fucking saved me. And they were like, no, these people are bad for reasons X, Y, and Z, and here's why. And I looked into it. I was like, wow, these people are kind of pieces of shit, and I don't want to be associated with them. I want to be associated with the people who just keep it fucking real 24/7, 365.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I follow the people like Bardo and Pirate Beach Bum's another one too. Those guys, yeah, man, they don't take shit, and I think that's awesome. Like, I think that they stand up for what they think's right and what is right, true half the time. And they won't back down too. They're so funny on Twitter. They're like a bunch of keyboard warriors, as Jason William calls them.
I like the term. That's a funny term though. I like the term cyber hornets that Michael Saylor coined. I mean, because dude, that's exactly what we are. Like if someone talks bad about like Queen Bee Bitcoin, like in a matter of what seems like minutes, no matter who it is, especially if it's a celebrity, like you've seen over this past year, if a celebrity interacts with Bitcoin in a good way, we show them love. But if they talk shit about Bitcoin, like boom, they're done like instantly.
Yeah, I mean, they will get flamed. It is hilarious to see, especially when people too, they shitcoin. Like you will see, like I forget, it was Lindsay Lohan the other week. She got roasted by a bunch of people. That was so funny. But I don't know, man. One thing I think I was blessed with was I never got led down the shitcoin path. I never once bought one. Never once like really followed any of them. I just never gave a shit for it, I guess. I truly never gave a crap about what the hell they were, because I just always thought Bitcoin was the one. Like it was the only one that I needed, really.
Dude, I'm jealous. When I got in, I was a full blown shitcoiner at one point. The thing is about it is like a lot of it sounds smart to dumb people, and I was the dumb person who was eating that shit up. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk around the world with 30 currencies in my pocket and pay for shit. Like that sounds awesome. No, that's so stupid.
Yeah, especially when you put it like that. Like that makes it sound so dumb.
I remember, dude. There's this one shitcoin I had. And I used to watch this one YouTuber, and I think he just sounded smart and it persuaded me. And I would buy, it was a Mise Go. And like the whole point of it from what he explained was that like I could have a Mise Go on my phone and like travel overseas to like Germany, Switzerland, France, whatever. And I could switch between a Mise Go and the national currencies. And then I start thinking, that's really fucking stupid when I can just hold Bitcoin and travel it across and pay in Bitcoin. Or I can just take their national currency, get some cash, and bring it over there with me.
Exactly. I don't know, man. They just never intrigued me. I never thought about like learning about these whatever ERC tokens or whatever, all that, the NFTs, all that stupid shit, man. I just always thought Bitcoin was the only one that you needed, and that was it. So just don't worry about it.
Well, you're correct. And moving on to my next question is, what are you most looking forward to in the Bitcoin space? Is there anything that has caught your eye, or is there anything you'd like to see happen?
Yeah, I mean, there's always something coming up in the Bitcoin space. I mean, there's so many genius minds out there that are working on this thing. And it's funny because, like, I mean, I feel like they're all the top minds that are out there. They're working on Bitcoin. So it's great to see. I'm probably the most looking forward to the Lightning Network, honestly, because that's really something that I've kind of taken on to try to learn about and just kind of study, I guess, or just work on my skills there because those were lacking and I never really kind of knew about it until like a couple months ago, or really when I started just hammering down on Strike. That's what I started using to stack a lot. And then, yeah, once I started using that to stack is when I really started wanting to learn about it or wanting to know what it was. But I really do think that's going to be something big for the future because I know you got companies like Strike, or the Mint Gox. I know you got a couple other ones that like the crypto cloaks and stuff. So I know that you got people out there that are wanting to blow this thing up, and I think it's going to be big for the future personally.
I love Strike. Like, I love everything about it.
I think it's so clean. It's so easy to use. Like, it's so simple.
Well, one of the things that's just crazy to me, and like I remember when I first got into the Bitcoin space, I was thinking of this, like, because I remember people talking about it on Twitter, and I thought it was just such a dope idea. And to see it actually happen is pretty mind blowing. It was the video that Jack Mallers posted when his employee over in Europe was getting paid every 5 seconds instead of once a month. Like, I want that. That's what I want.
Yeah, he would just show up his phone every second. You just see all those things pop up of like $5 or whatever. Like that's crazy to think about. I think the concept of like the borderless transfer of money that they have going on is just one of the most unique things out there.
It's gonna change the world, dude. Like these like countries can't keep up with it, and it's like people in any country now that they have Strike, I think it's available in like over 200 countries. Like their lives are now changed forever. They can send money, let's say if they're in America and they want to send money back home to someone in let's say Venezuela or just a less fortunate country, like they can now do that safely and soundly and have the money arrive within the snap of a finger, and they don't lose any of it through fees or gangs outside Western Union. I think it's called Western Union. I'm blanking right now, but the gangs that will steal 50% of your money, like it's a total game changer.
I know, it's crazy. And it's all using the Bitcoin protocol, all using the Lightning Network, which is even the crazier part, which that's what intrigues me so much about them.
But shitcoiners will tell you that Lightning's a failed project, and
Yeah,
that's why you need to buy
exactly.
their shitcoin.
Bitcoin transactions are slow. Those fucking idiots.
I know, get fucked. But
Literally get wrecked.
so my last question is, let's just get bullish. What's your price prediction for the end of this year, 2021, and your price prediction for in 9-10 years at the end of 2030?
Oh, getting bullish. All right. I mean, my price prediction, they're always tough to give because that price will just do it does whatever it wants. But I mean, by the end of the year, I think we'll at least hit 300,000. But I think we're probably going to creep down to like 150. I don't think it'll be the last super cycle, like I said earlier. Um, but I mean, I'm not going to be opposed to it because I'll just keep stacking. So, but I think by 2030, I think we'll have touched 1 million and we'll have broken the gold market cap for sure.
I love that. That's perfect. So, dude, again, I want to thank you for coming on. This was an awesome rip. It flew by way too fast, and we'll have to get you on again in the future.
Definitely, dude. I appreciate being on. All the plebs out there, man, you got to hold on for dear life. We're going for 400,000. I bet.
Let's go, dude. Before we leave, is there any last words you want to give, or is there anything you want to shill? Obviously, go follow Lerk on Twitter. His handle will be down in the description below.
Yeah. The handle is at Yung Lerk with an underscore at the end. YUNGLERK. Yeah, I mean, all the plebs out there, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, man. I've always been someone that's been kind of shy about posting anything like that, but don't be afraid. Go out there and speak your mind.
Let's go. So if you made it to the end of the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with a brand new guest. Peace.
When auto invitation, hold on to the pavements. Hate me, love me, for grateful recognition. Heard the lands like a fish.